The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there. And we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com. InRavio.com.
Today's Glory Days show. It's the start of the 2014 Glory Days football extravaganza.
Hello again, everybody. Today is Saturday, August 16th, 2014, and you are watching The Glory Days Show with Bruce and Disco. My name is Paul Discofani, and this is my good buddy, Bruce Oler.
Morning, Disco.
How are you?
Good.
The lovely and talented Bonnie and Chuck are behind the glass for us today, and you are joining us on InRavio.com, where we broadcast to the world from the InRavio studios at the Village Music Shoppy right here in beautiful Massac, Long Island, in the great state of New York. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Another great beach day, it looks like.
Yeah, it's been a really cool summer.
I tell you, once you have a tan, you have to work on it every day. So I was here a little early. I was staying outside, making sure that I need that perfect tan, man.
Do you have one of those?
I don't.
Aluminum things.
I don't. I'm definitely still a novice at it. But I've been working on that tan all summer.
So today is
week 2 of the football extravaganza.
Week 2 of our wonderful football extravaganza. Last week, if you missed the show,
we had some great
week,
reports from San Diego, New England, and Houston. Houston. Okay.
Houston. Did we get that resolved last week?
We did not. But we did lose the cowboy hats, which I think is a good idea.
We did lose the cowboy hat. I like the cowboy
hats.
It
was different.
All right, so this week, if you're new to the football extravaganza, we try and get as many correspondent reports from around the country as we can. We look to, just kind of get a little bit of a flavor of what's going on out there. And this week, we have 3 of our favorites. Not that everybody's not our favorite, but we have our good pal Bill Chandler today. He's going to talk about the Atlanta Falcons. We have Jerry Swarzman.
Now, is that Jerry Swarzman or Jerry Swarzman Jr.?
No, it's just Jerry Swarzman.
Are you sure about it?
Do you know if there's a junior?
I don't know. I'm just asking you.
I don't know.
Okay.
He's going to talk to us from Chicago, and I'm sure that he may get in a little nudge on the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, you think so? Well, that's right. That's right. There's no love lost between those two teams.
No, there's a lot of hatred between Chicago and Green Bay. And our own Tommy Gatto will be on to talk about the Jets. And
he's going to slip in probably a little bromance with Johnny Manziel, I guess.
You know he is.
Okay, well.
You know he is. He's a.
It's unscripted, but we can kind of anticipate this is going to happen.
We could always. There's going to be something. So there's a lot of things that went on during the course of this week, but really this is a football.
It's a football
show.
week. But I did want to mention one thing that happened. I guess was last Saturday night. There's a lot of coverage on it earlier in the week. It was that racing incident in which Kevin Ward was hit by a car driven by Tony Stewart, who forced him off the road.
Right.
And I guess there's been a lot of talk about that. I mean, Tony Stewart's got this reputation of being a hothead. That said, the lighting at the thing was bad. Why would you get out of a car? I don't understand why you get out of
Well,
a car
that's,
anyway. He almost got hit before. He was wearing all black like I am today. It's not the best thing to be doing at night.
But some of the other racers said they didn't hit him.
Well, that's true. That's true. And it almost seemed like maybe he was just trying to buzz him, but he buzzed him a little too close. When you play chicken, sometimes you lose. Is what happens.
You know, they had. You know what? It's a very strange thing, that racing not mentality. That maybe it is.
Yes.
Maybe it's a mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And
Aura? I don't know.
I don't know. It's just that they. You talk about road rage.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're driving 200 miles an hour.
You have to have pretty good reflexes.
Maybe what we'll do is we get, maybe after the football extravaganza is over, maybe 1 week we'll talk to our good pal Joe Larson about
Good, that would be good.
We'll bring him on. We'll
there
talk
was
a little
one
bit
thing
about,
that happened yesterday. They had the funeral for Kevin Ward yesterday. I think maybe it was Friday, I guess, was the. But there was one great line, okay? We're talking about, it was his cousin, Amanda, I think her name was, who said basically, drive it like you stole it. That's the way you should drive when you're racing. Driving like you stole a car.
Chuck, come on for a second. Chuck Schultz, our
man behind the glass today.
the master of all that is in radio, is in the booth today, and he is you know a lot about racing, correct?
Yeah, I'm a race car driver as well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So just for a few minutes before we go to the first break, so you were saying that happens all the time?
That's a typical thing. Anytime a driver gets taken out by another driver, they'll typically get out of the car, they'll point, they'll throw the helmet. It's part of the whole grand scheme of things.
I see.
I think one of the issues is the fact that because he got so close, especially on those sprint cars, the tires on the front are more narrower than the back.
Okay.
The back are a lot wider tire, plus it's what they call a track width. So if you look at the car, the tires in the back stick out more. Now, he's a driver, too, on those cars. He knows that. But that's how those cars get sideways, is because the tires stick out.
I see.
So he just got a little too close. And realistically, those tires are warm. They're sticky. They're hot. So all he had to do was get close enough of that thing to grab his fire suit. Any kind of clothing, and it just sucked them right in. It's very similar to if you're, working around a fan or something. You got a loose shirt or a towel or something. What happens if that towel gets sucked into that fan? It just sucks the whole fan.
You always got to be careful with a tie when you go near a paper shredder.
Have you had that happen?
No, I've read about it though. Or they say, leave it off. You've got a dog in the house. Unless the dog will stick his tongue in there, man, and
Really?
that'll be the end of the dog. It
Well,
really
at
will
least
be.
the end of his tongue.
Well, no, it'll be the end of the dog too.
Would that stop them from barking?
It'll stop them from a lot of things like that. It'll result in death. It really will.
We don't want to.
But we digress here. We are going to talk about football.
We are. So you know what we'll do? Let's get started.
Okay.
All right. We are going to take a quick break.
And
All right.
when we come back, we'll have what? Bill Chandler on the line?
Yeah, we're going to talk to. We'll have Bill Chandler on the ground. We'll talk about his Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
And we also, again, we have correspondent reports from Chicago to talk about the Bears, the Jets,
with
maybe
Tommy
a little
Gatto.
Cleveland Browns. And we still got a lot to do here on the football extravaganza today. So stay with us. You're watching the Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco, only on nradio.com as we broadcast to the world. We still broadcasting to the world?
Last I heard.
We're coming right back.
All right.
This is Joe Larson from the 505 Racing Show, live every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Watch as I dive into everything from NASCAR and motor racing, only on nradio.com.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or the flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural,
And organic.
but strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
For over 60 years, Hansen Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hansen Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansenCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hansen Carpet has got you covered. The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Welcome back to the Glory Day Show with Bruce Disco here on InRavio.com. On our phone, I guess via Skype.
Is that a phone?
Yeah, I don't know. What would that be considered?
On our
That's-
computer.
on our
On our
on the Glory Day Show today is a good old
Hey, there
boy
we go, I see.
from down south. He recently relocated to Tennessee, but his heart is still in Atlanta and with the Falcons.
Didn't leave your heart in San Francisco there, huh?
Please welcome our good friend, one of our favorites, Bill Chandler. Bill, how are you?
Wonderful. How you guys doing this morning?
Doing
All
great,
right,
Bill.
man.
I guess you didn't get the memo about wearing a tie.
No, I didn't.
But you look good in that Falcon regalia there. Okay.
Wore tie all week.
How are you, my friend? It was nice to see you out in Tampa during the week.
Wonderful to see you. Bruce, we really missed you there.
I wish I was there too.
We had a good time. It was the weather was a little hot, but the drinks had a lot of ice in them.
That's right. That's right.
And
It's always good.
Bill and I went. We spent we didn't go together, but we went separately to Ybor City
I see. Yeah, you had a shirt on like that
in
last night,
Tampa.
yeah.
And I don't know, Bill. Did you get any cigars while you were there?
I did not. No. That was a downfall, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I see.
It was a much seedier side of town than I thought it would be.
Oh, really? Well, I think a lot of Florida, you can say that about any place, really, I guess,
Yeah, but this was
Yeah. A
this
little
was
sketchy?
when I got home, I took a shower.
Okay.
Anyway, Bill, let's talk about the beloved Atlanta Falcons. Now, last year they had a tough year.
4-12.
4-12, didn't make the playoffs last year in the NFC South. But really, you had a lot of injuries last year. You no longer have Tony Gonzalez this year, and tell us about what you think.
Gonzalez is going to hurt, of course. You can't lose somebody like that. There's nobody to replace him. However, Roddy White and Julio Jones are both back.
Yeah.
That's going to be a critical part of our offense. Last year we couldn't run and we couldn't pass and we couldn't stop the run and we couldn't stop the pass. Other than that, we were a pretty good team.
4-12.
Yeah, we even got beat by the Jets, for goodness sakes. I mean,
Yeah, that is true. Well, you know what? The Jets, they won one, lost one, won one, lost one, won one. They did that for 10 consecutive weeks.
Well, but in all seriousness, they even though the record was 4-12, I think they were a little better than the record indicated. They lost, I think, 3 games by 1 point. They lost to the Jets by 2. They were in a lot of games with some very good teams, and that was without Roddy White and Julio Jones.
Right. I mean, for the 5 games that Julio Jones played, he was fantastic.
Yeah, and they're bringing him back slow. I think the rumor is he's supposed to start against the Texans, so he'll probably only play 1 or 2 downs.
That's a game tonight they're playing, right?
Against
Texas tonight?
Douglas is a really good receiver, but he's not a number 1 receiver. He's more of a slot guy. He needs a Roddy White and Julio Jones to be taking pressure, and so he can open up seams in the middle.
He's still at 85 catches and over 1,000 yards, so that's pretty good. But like you say, he's not the marquee player that the other 2 guys you just mentioned are.
That's right. Well, and he had to be the go-to guy last year, and he's just not big enough for that. The defense wasn't horrible last year. The main problem with the defense is that the offense had too many 3-and-outs. They just kept giving the ball back to the other team's offense, and the defense just wears down.
Yeah.
They can't stop anybody. I think that's what Philadelphia found out last year. They could score really quickly, but you can't keep your defense on the field that long.
I mean, Ryan was sacked last year 44 times.
Yeah.
Not only is that a career high, but the most he had ever been sacked was only, I think, he was only sacked 28 times previously.
So I got to ask you a question. They are the Hard Knocks team this year. They're in the HBO show.
The
Hard Knocks.
HBO
Have you
show,
watched
Hard
that
Knocks.
show with them? I was fascinated
Yes,
when the Jets did it. So I was wondering what your perspective was of being an Atlanta Falcon fan and seeing your team up close and personal like that.
I've watched a little bit of it. I hate to say it, but I don't really care for those types of shows.
I see. Okay.
It's just not something I really enjoy watching. How they sit around, they miss their family, and those are things that you expect.
Yeah.
It's the parts about that I like the best are when they focus on the coaches and kind of get the coach's perspective.
Yep. Now, speaking of coaches, there's a Long Island connection with the Atlanta Falcons. Mike Tice, who grew up in Central Islip, and he's played in the NFL for a number of years. I guess I was trying to figure out which coach he is. What's he,
He's the offensive line coach.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say.
And that's where we really need help. We have Matthews we drafted, and so far he looked really good. It was only a preseason game, of course, but he looked really good against Miami there at the right tackle position. So I'm hoping that really solidifies the line. But the other thing is Jackson has to step up and run the ball. We drafted a running back out of Florida State, Smith. And again, it was against the second and third team defense for Miami, but he looked really good. So I'm hoping he can come in and give Jackson some breaks because Jaquez Rogers just really didn't seem to get it done last year.
No.
And Steven Jackson, he was hurt, but he's 31 years old. So I guess, it's kind of like, is this guy really on his, is he still have an upside or is it all going to be downhill from here? Who knows?
Exactly. Tony Gonzalez seemed to get better with age, but with a running back, I think that's a little bit harder.
Yes.
It's
not like a fine wine.
Well, like Indiana Jones said in the first movie, he said, it's not the years, it's the mileage.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right. Well, and for a running back, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Jackson has a lot of mileage on him. So it's yet to be seen. But if Smith can come in and do a credible job as a backup, then we could be okay.
You know, one of the big things for Atlanta has always been their superiority in that Atlanta Dome. Atlanta Dome, is that what it's called? What is it? Is it
Georgia Dome.
Georgia Dome.
Right.
In 5 years, they only lost 12 home games since
Right.
Matt Ryan has come around.
Yep.
Last year, they won only 3 games at home.
Right.
You gotta win your home games.
They got a tough schedule, too. They play the Saints twice, the Packers, the Bears, the Bengals on the road, the Ravens on the road, and the Cardinals. So what's your prognosis for the season this year here?
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're going to have a better year than last year.
Better than 4-12. Okay, wow.
I think they'll win more than 4 games. But, you know, that very first game against New Orleans is going to, really tell us a lot.
September 7th is the opener. And they're home, right? So that should be a game they should win, I guess, if they're going to make a
statement. That's a really funny series. Over the years, the Saints have won at the Dome, and then the Falcons go to New Orleans and win. So that's just been a really funny series. So we'll see. But I'm hoping they have a winning record. I don't expect them to make the playoffs this year. I don't think they have all the pieces they need.
Well, so let's. I know you love Sammy Stone. So we brought Sammy Stone with us today.
Good.
Let's see. Sammy Stone.
I want my shades.
Sammy Stone.
Yo,
Tell me the future.
you better start making sense. Time.
Sammy Stone.
You got him.
Tell me the future.
You just gotta ask.
Will the Atlanta Falcons make the playoffs this year?
I'm busy now.
He's busy. We'll give him one more shot.
All right.
Sammy Stone.
About time.
Sammy Stone.
Yo.
Tell me the future.
Sure. Ask away.
Will the Atlanta Falcons make the playoffs this year?
Check with me later.
All right, you know what? That sounds like a 500 record.
It does. He's as iffy on them as I am. That surprised me.
What?
But I just don't think they have all the pieces in place. But we'll see.
Hey, listen, anything's got to be better than 4-12.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I'm looking forward to football season.
Football is here, man.
Especially with the Braves in a tailspin.
Yeah, that's right.
What
Yeah,
happened to them?
I don't know. Maybe their true selves came out, but that's been very disappointing as well. We're only 2 games out of the wild card, but the Mets are only 6 games out of the wild card.
Which is amazing.
But we are not as hopeful as I want to be about the Mets. I just think there's too many teams that need to get over.
As long as they're not playing the freaking Nationals.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the only team we can't seem to beat at all.
Like Superman and Kryptonite.
Yeah.
All righty, Bill, enjoy the rest of your weekend.
It's always a pleasure, guys. Take care.
Great seeing you, Bill.
Thanks,
care.
man.
All right.
This was great.
All right.
Thanks, Bill. That is our good pal, Bill Chandler from Tennessee. Oh, I forgot to ask him exactly what
What part of Tennessee?
Part of Tennessee is. Anyway, we're going to take another break. We're going to get ready for our next correspondence as we continue the 2014 Extravaganza. When we come back, we'll talk to our good friend from the Windy City, Jerry Swarzman, about the
Jerry Swarzman Jr.
about the Chicago Bears, and we promised not to take a swipe at him for the Belmont Stakes.
Okay, well, okay.
I'm sure
he
we
did
will.
try to redeem himself by coming up with a money-making scheme with the with the nose strips, right?
All right, Glory Days regular Tommy Gatto is right around the corner. You are watching the Glory Days show with Bruce and Disco right here on Enravio.com. We are coming right back.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, Enravio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is Enravio.com.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural
And organic.
but strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice, and we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit hansoncarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Glory Days show with Bruce and Disco right here on InRadio.com. On the Glory Days hotline is a good friend of the show. He's had numerous appearances on this here program, not all of them well received. He recently cost our horse racing fans millions of dollars with his Kentucky Derby and
So he's now into
Belmont
the witness
State.
protection program.
Well,
just
but he's
like Sal the
all right,
Catman.
I mean, he's back again. He's going to talk about the Bears. Please welcome to the program, somewhere in Guam,
Somewhere in the swamps of
the
Jersey.
jungles of Guam, our good friend Jerry Swarzman. Jerry, you out there? Are you
Hey,
there?
everybody.
Hey,
Greetings
Jerry.
and salutations from His Excellency in Chicago.
How are you, my friend?
Hey, sneaking by. How's everybody there?
We're doing
We're doing
okay.
good. I asked Disco if you were a junior. I don't know why I thought you were Jerry Swarzman Jr., so you can either confirm or refute that.
You know, it's really a shame you can't see me because I got on my cleanest dirty shirt and I got a tie that's still got a price tag on it, $9.95.
Well, we were.
You're just going to have to take my word for it. I look like $1 million.
Okay.
You look like short stacks of money.
Well, I'm upgrading the wardrobe, as you can see.
I
Yeah,
see.
well, you know what? When you're really ready, you have to wear a shirt and tie in order to come on. Actually, we do have a picture of you with a shirt and tie that we're using today.
Well, you know, I should really get it taken because I don't have many ties left.
It also looks like it's an illegal smile that you have on.
Anyway, we're not here to make small talk. We're here to talk business.
The Bears, or the Bears, I guess, right?
So what's the feeling out in Chicago? I mean, last year you guys were 8-8. You had a 500 record. You didn't make the playoffs. But one of the things about the Bears that is different than any other NFL team is that they are the only team returning all 11 starters from last year on offense.
I did not know that.
The biggest difference is that keeping Jay Cutler healthy.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, that
Because
was part
this
of
year-
their problem last
right.
year, the ability to keep. He didn't play an entire season.
Right. This
But they
year-
did have a formidable backup in Josh McCown, who's gone now.
They don't have him this year. So what's the feeling out there in Chicago, Jerry?
Well, to be honest with you, it's nothing but high cotton here in Chicago. We're quite excited. We got Mark Trestman as the coach going into a second year, and there is no doubt that he is in charge. And as an example, Martellus Bennett, our star tight end, jumped our first round draft choice in practice, and a scuffle broke out. And Mark Trestman gave Martellus Bennett a indefinite suspension until he got his mind right.
Yep.
And he came crawling back to camp after a few days, and he was totally in line. And you see that when you watch the Bears. They are, in my opinion, and of course I am completely biased and blind to facts, they appear to be farther along at this time in their preparation for the season than they were last year.
Yeah, they're really. I'm not saying that they don't take it seriously, but they're really bearing down. Like that. Gee, I can't even say I had that written down on the card.
Well, I mean, you see it on both sides of the ball. Obviously, offensively, this guy is very bright, and we have lost some key people, you know, and you think that would hurt. People like Devin Hester, people like Cade McNown, who came on as a big-time quarterback, as a backup when Jay Cutler got hurt last year. He's gone to Tampa Bay, and Julius Peppers has gone to the Green Bay Meat Packers up north. But we have reloaded, and we have a deeper roster, and we got some things to work out, but we got a couple more weeks to put it together before we get it back on the clock.
You know, I think one of the guys that really broke out last year was Alston Jeffries, and I think that Ashton Jeffries, and I think because of that, that's going to make Brandon Marshall that much better.
Without
Except
question.
Brandon Marshall, he's doing a show now, isn't he? He's like part of the NFL coverage team, I think.
Most productive tight end since Mike Ditka. You've got Alshon Jeffrey from South Carolina, big target, big clutch receiver, and he likes that role. Mm-hmm. And, of course, Brandon Marshall, who says he's going to make Jay Cutler the MVP of the league.
If he could stay on the field.
That's right.
He's missed 12 games.
If they can protect him.
In the last 3 years, he's missed 12 games.
Yep.
That's a lot for your quarterback.
How about the defense? Because that was also a question. I mean, they didn't. I mean, they were 8-8, but they didn't fare too well defensively. And you mentioned Julius Peppers being gone. Lost another tight end, defensive end, Corey Wooten. So how's the defense looking?
He's also gone. He's also gone. But we've got Jared Allen from Minnesota, who's come in, and Houston from Oakland, who had, I think, 7 sacks last year. And the defensive line obviously has to grow up, and some people have to make their comebacks. You remember Ratliff from Dallas, who sat out much of the season before with injury. They've got two big draft choices in Ego Ferguson and Will Sutton. So they are trying to get these guys NFL ready, these rookies, and of course putting them alongside with veterans seems to obviously give them some time to orient.
I mean, they have to do better. Last year they were giving up almost 30 points a game. They were way low on almost all of the defensive categories.
Rankings.
Well, they had more holes in the Cubs infield, I would suggest. And I figured you were going to ask me the tough questions like, how are they going to do it? I believe any challenging NFL team has got to have a defensive leader, and they're looking for that leader now. Lance Briggs is the grizzled veteran, but he doesn't want it. Other guys are not that strong a personality. Shea McClellan, who has converted from defensive end to linebacker, lost 25 pounds. He can run sideline to sideline, but we're looking for a guy who arrives at the ball in a bad mood. And we're still working on his attitude. The guy who I think is going to be key for us on defense is Adrian Wilson, who is a defensive back from Arizona. He's 34, coming off an injury, 5-time Pro Bowler, I believe. And he is becoming more comfortable after his injury season last year, and I think he is critical to taking charge of that defense and start getting in people's faces and getting them in mind-ready football. If that happens, I think that will obviously make the offense better and put the Bears on a more balanced game plan.
Do they have a chance to win this division?
I think they do. There's nobody in the division that's going to run away. I think Detroit is the biggest nemesis here. You know, that Sue is that defensive lineman who's a borderline out of control. He has the ability to control a game. And I think they, with the offensive line that you just pointed out, you know, they now have 5 starting linemen who are returning from last year. And if you watched the game last Friday, when Jay Cutler threw that touchdown, he had so much time back there, he could have smoked a cigar.
Right. You know,
it was unbelievable. And when he threw it, nobody was still had beaten the block.
Well, you know, this year they're playing the AFC East this year.
Right.
So
they got
obviously
the Bills,
they
the
got
Jets,
that tough
the
game.
Dolphins.
Right.
You know,
they obviously have that tough game with New England, but you know, you get at least 2 or 3 easy ones in the Jets and Buffalo and Miami. So that's a big help.
You're selling the Jets down the river already, man.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I have zero confidence in them this year.
Penny and I were talking about the Jets game. She thinks they're going to lose the Jets game. I disagree. And you can get Bill Chandler back on the phone. You can tell him his Atlanta Falcons are going down when the Bears come down. But I think that the challenge will be, again, the defensive leader to bring that team together. Too bad it won't be a linebacker to follow in the steps of Butkus and Singletary and Urlacher. They are having trouble for some reason with their running game. They can't get started. Matt Forte came off his best season as a running back last year, and he has a -7 yards through 2 games in the preseason, although he's been very productive as a receiver. The other big story here is Jordan Lynch, who you may have remembered is a Heisman Trophy, or was a Heisman Trophy candidate from last year, from Northern Illinois as a quarterback.
Right.
They've converted him to a running back, and
I didn't know they converted him to a running back.
If we had better success with him than you had with Tim Tebow, who refused to switch positions, and in retrospect, I would suggest that was a bad choice.
All right, so we think so you think the Green Bay Fudge Packers are going to be the
I'm sorry?
The Green Bay Packers are going to be the.
I got the Bears beating them twice.
Twice?
Obviously.
With Aaron Rodgers.
Last night when I closed the bar, I had the Bears undefeated. But I woke up this morning in a little bit of a more lucid perspective.
Would you like us to ask Sammy Stone?
Pardon?
Would you like us to ask Sammy Stone to make a prediction for you?
I can't hear you.
All right, hold on. We're going to ask Sammy Stone. Sammy Stone.
Yo.
Tell me the future.
Sure. Ask away.
Will the Chicago Bears win the East? Win the...
I'm thinking, yeah.
All right, well, he says they're going to win the East, so we'll take that.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they'll get 2 games into the playoffs and lose the second one in a heartbreaker. But I think it'll be a step forward, and it'll be some confidence that they're on the right track. I think they need a little bit more depth. Injuries have been already an issue, as I know it has been with the Jets. Nobody's out for the year yet, but we have some guys who are already injured into the regular season.
Well, we've got plenty of time for that to happen.
Yeah, you need luck when you go through the season, and that, obviously depth offsets that because everybody's got to anticipate some key guys going out. They had a guy, Zach Miller, who was a star in Game 1. He's already on IR. Had there a backup, the first receiver off the bench, Marquise Wilson. He's out with a collarbone for 6 weeks or 8 weeks. These things are going to happen, and the receiver who caught I think an 82-yard touchdown pass or from Jordan Palmer in a preseason game. He ran the last 20 yards with a pulled hamstring.
Great.
Jeez.
All righty, man. We got to get out of here.
Okay.
Good
All
talking
right,
to you,
fellas.
Jerry.
Always great to join you. Watch out for the blue and orange, and we're going to be 11-5.
Hey, listen, just do me a favor. Just tell the Cubs to lay down and die for 3 more games this weekend. All righty, man. Thanks, Jerry.
Baseball season's over in Chicago.
It's over here, too.
All right. Thanks a
Take
lot,
care,
Jerry.
man.
All right, Jerry,
Great
thanks.
show. Take care. Bye-bye.
All righty, man. That is our good pal, Jerry Swarzman. 2 down and 1 to go here on the Glory Days Football Extravaganza. We'll take another break, and when we get back, we'll have Tommy Gatto on the phone. We'll talk about the Jets, maybe a little bit Cleveland Browns. You are watching the Glory Days Show with Bruce and Disco, only on radio.com. We are coming right back.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com. For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural
And organic.
but strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
On the Glory Days hotline is a familiar voice to this program. His appreciation for the moving pictures drives him to blog about them on Gatto Reels. But today he's here to talk about football.
Yes.
And so say hello to Tommy Gatto. Tommy, how are you?
What's going on, guys? I'm doing good. How's everything?
Good, thanks.
We're doing okay. Are you getting ready for the football season?
Yeah, man. I mean, I was watching the preseason game. I'm watching a lot of that Blake Bortles on Jacksonville. I'm pretty impressed with him so far.
Hmm.
I've been watching a lot of preseason. I'm excited to watch my Jets today at 7 o'clock.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. I know even if it's preseason, I still like watching it.
Are you buying into the Rex Ryan thing this year about the defense being
top 5?
Going to be a top 5 defense?
No.
Yeah, I don't think I am either. I mean, I think some of the injuries they had, the cornerback injuries especially.
Exactly. That Jet secondary is. I mean, the defensive front is really solid.
Yeah.
It's just the secondary is really shoddy right now.
And that's going to be a big problem. We're in a throwing
division.
division.
His argument is that they'll make adjustments. You know, they'll figure out where their strengths are, and he's a mastermind at disguising things or whatever. But he just can't help himself by always saying he's going to be a top 5 defense. Every year he says that.
I actually like this Rex Ryan better.
Well, he's still got that bravado. I think he talks a little before he needs to talk, to tell you the truth. But
I mean,
we love him because we're Jet fans.
Right, but football is also it's a mental game.
Yeah.
And if you think you're good, you're going to be better than you are.
Yeah.
And I mean, as far as the Tommy, what do you think about this defense as it sits right now? What are they going to need to do?
I mean, I think that the defensive front is top 5. It's just there's questions in the secondary. But you know what? On the defensive side of the ball, I trust Rex Ryan enough to work some sort of magic or some sort of schemes that he plans up that he could kind of hide those deficiencies. I mean, for me with the Jets, it's the same sad story. What's going to happen with the offense? Are we going to go 3 and out all the time, or are we going to start moving the chains this year? That's the question.
Yeah, I think I like the way I've seen Vic play so far. I just don't know.
But he's not the starter this
I don't think he's going to be the starter. I don't think they want him to be the starter.
I cringe a little bit when they say, "Oh, we're going to put in the what was that they had their other quarterback trying to
They might have
the Wildcat,
the Wildcat,
package.
Yeah.
It was so predictable, that Wildcat, on the T-bone, that you just hope it's not the same thing with Michael Vick.
Because Michael Vick is not a very limber kind of guy.
Yeah.
No, I think if Vic plays, he has to play. He can't just come in for one play and then come out. I don't like that at all because either give Geno Smith a chance or let him sit and watch Michael Vick. Michael Vick obviously doesn't have that much left as far as time is concerned. So if you're going to use him, why not just use him? Let Geno Smith learn a little bit from him. That's the way I'm thinking.
Geno Smith, the thing with him is last year, when he was good, he was pretty good. When he was bad, he stunk up the field.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's scary. And you know what? How much it takes a while, especially this kid, to master this kind of offense. I'm worried. I honestly, if you're going on a pure quarterback competition right now, I mean, I would definitely say without a doubt Michael Vick is the better QB.
Now, what about what do you think? Does Chris Johnson have anything left in the tank as a running back?
I mean, we're gonna find out. I know the Jets want to do a running back by committee. They have those 3. They have Powell, they have Johnson, they have Ivory. So they want to do that by committee. That's going to probably be the feature in their offense. I don't think Geno Smith's going to be airing out the football anytime soon.
Got to watch that game tonight. I mean, I think there's 3 guys to watch. Chris Johnson is one of them. I guess Antonio Allen on defense as he slides into a cornerback position. And how about Jay Samaro? I mean, second round pick, tight end, and Rex Ryan is telling him, you got to watch some Mike Ditka films. And he goes, who the hell is Mike Ditka? I don't care who Mike Ditka is. Crazy.
I mean, the biggest high-profile guy that the Jets signed was Eric Decker from Denver.
Right.
Yep.
And when we're going to see if he's a true wide receiver, like a number one. I don't think he's a number one. I think Peyton Manning made him look like a number one. I don't think he's a number one guy. I think he's a number two.
Well, you know, on a team that threw 55 touchdown passes, he had 11 of them.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
What are you going to do on a team that threw 7 touchdown passes?
Exactly. That's
You know
the
what I
thing.
mean?
Yeah.
But you know what?
Well, you know,
If he can
I'm
run
in
the
trouble.
football well,
I'm in trouble because I have Eric Decker on my fantasy
Are you
team.
protecting him or not?
I don't know.
Well, okay.
well, maybe maybe the other wide receivers will help him out.
Let's hope so.
You know, what about Stephen Hill? Stephen Hill, this is now his 3rd year. Traditionally, that's a big year.
This has got to be his breakout year, I think, you know?
I mean, I remember we did the draft show a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and you guys asked me about Stephen Hill, and I said I thought it was a great pick because he's fast, he's tall, he has the size, but the kid has problems catching the damn ball.
Yes.
Drops a lot of passes, and the reports out of camp is hit and miss. One day he's great, the other day he sucks.
Well, last year they were 8-8. They didn't make
Right.
the playoffs. What do you think this year? You know, some of the things, I was looking on this website, and that's where I got some of these notes. They're predicting the Jets to be 2-14.
Wow.
Wowzers.
This
don't
one, I
think
like this
they're
one. The
that
Jets
bad.
season could be over quickly. Following an easy game against the Raiders, they have to deal with the Packers, the Bears, the Lions, the Chargers on the road, the Broncos, and the Patriots in consecutive weeks.
I don't think they're going to be that bad.
2-14.
No, I was thinking in the range of 7 to 9 wins.
7 to 9 wins. Okay.
So that's not
but
terrible.
Maybe we can sneak in very much like the way we snuck in the first year Rex Ryan was the coach.
Mm-hmm. I'd
So,
take that.
Maybe.
Hey, just a real quick before we let you go.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel, I know you're a big
Yeah.
fan.
Yep.
What do you think about Hoyer being announced as the starter for that second preseason game?
You know, honestly, I think it's the right move because, first off, Brian Hoyer, he has a pretty good throw. He gets the ball really out of the when he hikes
Right.
the ball comes out of his hands very quickly. So, and he's been around for a while. There's been a couple different offensive systems. He grew up in Cleveland, and he has a certain swagger about him where the team kind of gravitates to him. He's a very likable guy. Knows the playbook. I mean, for me, Johnny Manziel still has to learn the very thick playbook. And then I have no problem seeing Hoyer out there right now.
I don't think Johnny Manziel is staying in Saturday night studying the playbook. I really don't.
Well, they
you know?
said. Well, he did say, you know, it's now football season, so this is he now goes back into Johnny football mode.
Okay.
So,
But how? I mean,
those
for
are famous
me,
last words, my
I
friend.
love watching the kid play, but that can't go on for much longer.
no.
Yeah.
You got to eat and breathe this game.
And hopefully, you know what? He's got the talent. He just seems to be such a dynamic player that he looks like he'd be fun to watch.
Well, he will be, but, you know, he's got to pay his dues a little bit, too, I think, you know?
He'll get his chance.
Yeah.
He'll definitely get his chance.
All righty.
Okay, Tommy.
Okay, T, we got to go.
So I
All
heard
right,
you're going to be
thanks,
pinch
guys.
hitting for me next week.
Yeah, if you're going to be able to make it next week, let me know.
I will definitely let you know by Sunday.
All right,
Okay.
very good.
All right, guys?
Not
All righty,
next
Tommy.
Sunday. This
Yeah.
Sunday. Okay. All right. Take care, Tommy.
All right,
Nice
Tommy,
talking
thanks
to
a
you.
lot.
All right.
That is our good pal, Tommy Gatto. You made it this far. Hang out for a few more minutes, and we have a real treat for you, Mr. B will do a song. Which song is it going to be?
Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville.
All righty, you are watching The Glory Day Show with Bruce and Disco, only on NRadio.com. We're coming right back for Mr. B's performance.
Okay.
Transmission of lice occurs from being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Like catching a cold or a flu.
You have guaranteed peace of mind in every bottle of Got Lice because all of our products are completely natural,
And organic.
but strong enough to cover all your lice removal needs while being safe and effective. Our professional technicians are specially trained with our exclusive proven technique to successfully comb out head lice. We come right to your home at your convenience.
Whenever you want us.
We bring everything needed to perform a successful and complete comb out while eliminating your head lice. And we leave you with our exclusive complimentary products to use for the next 10 days following our treatment.
For free.
Our technicians also check all family members who have been exposed to lice. Please visit us on our website today at gotlice.co or feel free to call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 646-257-0121.
This is Joe Larson from the 505 on Racing Show, live every Monday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Watch as I dive into everything from NASCAR and motor racing, only on InRavio.com.
The world of advertising has changed. Radio, TV, and newspaper revenues have declined drastically. Why? Because businesses have realized that advertising return on investment isn't what it used to be. So what can we do about it? Well, that's easy. Advertise online. Own a local restaurant, real estate agency, or even a national retail chain? Whatever your business, InRavio can get your message out there, and we can do it at a fraction of the cost. Call today and see the difference for yourself. This isn't TV. This isn't radio. This is InRavio.com.
Welcome back. We end the show every week with me doing a live song. Jimmy Buffett's going to be out at out in Jones Beach this week, so I'm going to play a Jimmy Buffett song. I was torn between a bunch of them, but I decided to go with Margaritaville. So here we go. Nibbling on sponge cake, watching the sun bake, and all those tourists covered with oil, strumming my six string on my front porch swing. Smell those shrimp beginning to boil. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. I don't see the reason, stayed here all season. Nothing to show but this brand new tattoo. But it's a real beauty, a Mexican cutie. And how I got here I haven't a clue. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame. Now I know, hell, it could be my fault. I blew out my flip-flop, stepped on a pop top, cut my heel, had to cruise on back home. But there's booze in the blender, and sooner we'll render that frozen concoction that helps me hang on. Wasted away again in Margaritaville, searching for my lost shaker of salt. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, but I know it's nobody's fault. Some people claim that there's a woman to blame, and I know it's my own damn fault.
Nicely done.
Thank you, Disco. Looking forward to seeing Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You're going Thursday, right? At Jones Beach.
That's right. That's right.
All righty, so we are out of time here. We want to thank all of our correspondents, Bill Chandler, Jerry Swarzman, and Tommy Gatto. Next week, we still continue with the football extravaganza. We'll have Steve Lanza talk about Dallas Cowboys, and we'll have a real football player, tight end,
Rocky Cleaver.
Rocky Cleaver from the Jets, but Mr. B will not be.
I'm sorry, I won't be. Okay.
So I'll see you next week. Thanks a lot again, Chuck and Bonnie, for putting up with this nonsense week after week and helping us out today in the booth. And enjoy your weekend, everybody. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Eat